Peace and love, everybody. Salute. All right, so it's fight night for Boots Ennis, you guys. He is having his homecoming in Philly tonight against David Avanesyan, and I am excited for the young king, okay? Definitely excited for him. This stands to be his moment, you guys, to really shine and to put a stamp on his place in the boxing world, all right? This fight is definitely going to be, in my opinion, significant for myriad reasons. And one being because this is his first title defense as IBF champ at welterweight. Okay, very significant there. He is defending his title. And it's definitely going to be great to see how he flexes that championship muscle. Okay, how he flexes that authority in the ring as a defending champ. That's going to be beautiful to see. I think that this fight, being a homecoming event for him as well, will also give him an energy that is going to call him to show up and to show out like never before. It's going to add and charge that additional fire in him that we are used to seeing. It's definitely going to magnify and amplify that, him fighting on his turf and in his backyard. I'm not sure if you guys have been, following on his social media, but he's been very fervent about, getting out there and showing and proving. He's been on his social media nonstop, sharing how anxious he is, how enthusiastic he is about getting out and putting on his best yet. So I'm definitely excited to see him get to that and, of course, accomplish and snatch the W. He's fighting on his turf in his backyard, and this is his people's chance, his city's chance to be able to see someone from the block repping heavy for the people in Philly. And that's a major aspect for a boxer, that connection, that meaningful connection between a fighter and their city. It's important for them to feel that backing, that validation, and that support from the people they come from the city they come from. So hopefully the energy is right in the building, and I'm sure Philly is definitely happy to put on for the young king. Basically, it all starts at home, like the saying goes. So I could definitely see the energy being sky high tonight. I can't wait to see it. He seems to have a lot of firsts going on, with Boots Ennis, because tonight is also, I believe, his first fight. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's his first fight with DAZN and Matchroom. Since signing with them, those months ago, and of course coming off the back of a hellacious, tumultuous relationship with his previous promoters and things like that. He has his new deal going with Eddie Hearn, Matchroom, and DAZN, that partnership. So I'm definitely feeling, excited to see him, have a fresh start, have a successful, first fight at his new stable, at his new home. So I know he's definitely excited to show and remind them, why he's that dude, okay? Why he is him. And I'm sure he's anxious to rep heavy for the brand. So that's going to be wonderful to see as well. I think we all know what I'm expecting to see of this fight tonight, because I know you are all expecting it as well. And that is an all-out dominant performance, okay, from the King Boots. That's exactly what we are expecting. He really is such a special fighter. And even though one can say that he hasn't been put in there with the elite predators as of yet, there is no doubt, okay, that with each fight we've seen him have, okay, he definitely shows another level of his sharpness, of his skill. He shows that pizzazz. He shows that IQ, that generalship, that swag, okay? He shows us everything as to what makes him the fearsome warrior that we know him to be in the sport. He shows up each and every time. I'd honestly like to see Boots move up to 54 after this, real talk, you guys. I know that, there was some rumblings, I guess, in the past few months or whatever, talking about the Conor Ben fight, and because that's really the biggest fight for him, on that stable is Conor Ben as far as the 47 pounders. So I know that there were talks circulating about, possibly the possibility, I guess, of making that. But we don't even know if that man's going to fight again, Conor Ben. The PED scandal, the long layoff that he's had, none of that looks promising. And I think it would be a horrible idea for Boots to wait around. You know what I mean? I think what's worse is that, outside of Conor Ben, like I said, there's no competition for him in his stable in that division. All the smoke that he could ever want is basically on the other side of the street. And also, They are all at super welterweight, okay? All the smoke is at 154. There's no doubt about that. Okay, the big dogs are there at 54. I can see him totally getting in the ring with Danny Garcia. I could totally see him fight Tony Harrison, Erickson Lubin. I would relish, fights like that for him as he eases his way into that division. I'd like to see Boots against Tim Tszyu. Okay, and not to mention, of course, the two biggest kings of the 54 division, Bud Crawford and Earl Spence. Bud has his fight next month, and of course, we are at least expecting to see, as mentioned by Earl, his return to the ring sometime at the end of the year. So those two kings are definitely on the list for him at 54. But the other fighters, as mentioned, I'd love to see him in the ring with as well. There is so much to be had at 54. I think it would be, a waste for him to just be sitting and waiting, at 47. Why not? After this fight, I think he should move right on up. I'd love to see that. We all know that, Boots has long been a man about that life. Okay. He's long been, constantly calling for, fighting the likes of those men. And of course, Earl Spence and Crawford, why delay that? Why prolong the process? Let's get him in there. You know what I'm saying? With those big dogs so that he can see who he is among that caliber, a fighter. At 27 years old, I definitely say it's time for him to really stand with people who have been battle tested on the elite championship level, because that's the kind of experience that is going to carve him. That is the caliber of warrior that he needs to prove himself against. He needs that. That has to be had for him. That's who he has to sharpen his sword with, because it'll make him great, and it'll show that he is not only worthy of walking beside such kings if he is victorious and getting up to that level and, dethroning the people that he comes across, but it'll also allow him to claim his place as one once and for all. And I can't wait to see him achieve that. I can't wait to see, of what he is made when he does get to the doorstep of a Bud Crawford and when he does reach the doorstep of a EJ. I cannot wait to see that. That is something for the history books for sure. Anyway, that's it for now. Salute to the young King Boots. Let's get this W. I'm on to the next. Peace.